Week 1 of college football is in the books, and we're going to take a look at some of the draft eligible prospects and see whose stock is rising, whose is plummeting, and really just to keep tabs on some of your favorite prospects, monitor their status, maybe put some new ones on your radar. But go ahead, leave this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. If this video gets enough views, I will continue this series, so go ahead and share it because it's going to get demonetized. It's going to get hit with a copyright claim because YouTube doesn't know what fair use is, so is what it is. But what's crack-lacking? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Today's video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. This week is the last week where you could use promo code Broshmo and get $25 back on your $10 deposit. After September 13th, it becomes, well, you get $10 back on your $10 deposit when you use promo code Broshmo. So get on it while the get-in is good. If you want to make a little bit of money, maybe doing some player bets, maybe just playing some fantasy football, then go ahead and do that. But let's talk about, well, the hottest quarterback this week, the one everyone wants to talk about, Desmond Ridder. Listen, the cat played Miami, Ohio. I'm just going to throw that out there, not to discredit anything he did last week. But we got his little his passing chart, right? Where the passes were. Because Cincinnati, they did a very interesting thing here. They really stuck to the short passes, the like 3-step drop backs, just quick passes, getting the ball out quickly, letting your playmakers make moves. But he was very successful the few times that he actually had to throw downfield. I mean, he was, 2 of 4 on passes for 10 plus yards. Granted, I mean, he ended up getting a touchdown off one of them. But for the most part, it was like a 2-step drop back, and I mean, he made a killing off it. You really can't hate. You can't hate. He had an adjusted completion percentage of 94.4% on passes of 10 yards or less. So, hey, man, if it's working for him, it's working for him. I still want to let's wait and see. I like seeing that short yardage accuracy, ball placement. I like that's looking better, but I do want to see him hit on some of those throws downfield, and it looked like he was doing that for the most part against Miami, Ohio. But again, it's Miami, Ohio. We'll get better measuring sticks down the road, but a few other guys that had some solid weeks this week. Keaton Slovis, I like that he took more shots downfield, but he definitely is more of a guy that likes to feast underneath. Very accurate. It just looked like more of the same from him. I want that USC team to really start hotter out the gates. But Phil Dracovic, he looked good against, I think it was Colgate, because then Malik Willis played Campbell, and he looked great too. The footwork looked very impressive. The mechanics looked a lot better, and his balls looked a lot more accurate. But we'll see when he faces better competition down the road. Carson Strong, the arm still looked like it looked big. He got a big boy arm. You saw it against Cal. I know this is a hot take. Spencer Rattler, I thought he looked more of the same from last year, but like he still likes to drift to the back of the pocket. He likes to not take his checkdowns. He's always looking for the big play. I felt like in that Tulane game, he did take his checkdowns more often than not. But yeah, everyone's talking about, the second pass was an interception. He ain't doing so hot. That's not true. The arm talent was still on display. And then Tualea, oh my gosh. See, I've been saying Tua this whole time, right? Because I don't have to say Tua's last name. You just say Tua. But Tualea from Maryland, he had a very impressive game against West Virginia, where he was 4-6 on passes 20-plus yards. Went for 2 touchdowns. I thought he looked extremely well. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I'm going to mess with this real quick. But I thought he looked good. He didn't have to make like many tough throws, but still, I think it was good. It was more. it made me feel happy. I guess we could look at it just like this. And the next, I want to talk about some stock down guys. And you got to start with Sam Howell. Sam Howell had, for all intents and purposes, probably a rough game. Probably. But I think people are making a lot out of it, right? So, yes, it wasn't a great game from Howell, but he was constantly let down by his offensive line. The playmakers just weren't making plays outside of downs. But let's take a look at his interceptions. All 3 of them. Because honestly, I don't think. I mean, I guess one you could peg on him, but I think for the most part, I thought these were kind of poo-poo picks. Like, they weren't really on him. You could say I'm just defending a guy I'm high on, but that's not true. So there's this one right here. Here, I'm gonna turn. Okay, the sound's already off for you guys. So, all right. So here it is. It's gonna happen right down here. This guy kind of just does a comeback or a hook, and it's in there. He just gets it wrestled away by Jermaine Waller, who's like a veteran corner there for Virginia Tech. Like, we're gonna get a better look at this after. Look at this. I mean, I guess you could say he should throw that outside shoulder, but still, it's in the wide receiver's chest. We'll get a better look of it. Like, we'll get a better look at it here. Okay, let's go back. Like, yes, like, guys coming down, you could probably throw that a little better, a little more down, but it's in there. He has it wrestled away. Like, it could have been thrown better, ball placement could have been better, yes, but that's a catch the wide receiver should have made. You literally had that wrestled away by the corner. I don't think that one was on him. I think it was on his receiver more than it was on him. I should probably word it that way. We're going to take a look at the another one. Right. Is this it? Yeah. This one was batted down. This was a result of his poor line. It was deflected. So, it's going to come, I think, right here. This is the guy that gets the pressure. Yeah, he comes inside and he's going to put his hand out right there. You see that? And it gets batted. And, oh, look who's conveniently there. Just these 2 guys and the ref. Too easy. Oh, even 17 makes a play on it. What you doing over here, bro? 17's making a play on it. Get up there. So, that one's on the pressure, man. Like, what? How much time did he have? One. Dude, it was like no time. There's no time. That was like barely like a 3. Well, technically it's a shotgun. It's not really a drop, but like he barely had time to get the ball out there, man. That's just terrible. And then this one came on when he had to make a play for his squad. I don't think it's. I think he had to make this play. So I have it right here, I believe. Yeah, that's like, yeah. So he's it's kind of weird. The play's designed. It looks like he's gonna be rolling out, and I bet he's looking for this guy out here in the flats. He does kind of looks back here, like, because this running back's gonna come up and kind of do a wheel. Gojo, stop that. Bad dog. Sticking dogs, man. But yeah, I think he kind of looks up out here, but it's like you're gonna be making it. You don't want to make that throw across your body. So it's like this guy's not open. He's kind of the only target. I mean, you roll out this way, this guy's kind of dead in the play unless he's coming across. But then, even then, like, he doesn't have enough time to, well, make that read or set for that throw, as you'll see. Like, look, pressure's already coming. And it's 2nd and 7, 42 seconds. They need a touchdown. They need to move the ball. He can't afford to take a sack here. You could say throw it away. Look, he's wrapped up. He's almost dead to rights here. It looks like they have all 3 of their timeouts. I assume these are the timeouts. But obviously not the prettiest looking throw. But, man, And yeah, his wide receivers out there in the flats. He's around the sideline. He's not making a play on it. I think that's a place Rattler, Howell. He's playing to win the game. He's not getting help around him. What do you expect? I'm not making excuses for Sam Howell. I'm just saying I understand. It makes sense to me, these interceptions. And I mean, given he's struggling. He lost 4 big playmakers last year, so it's tough sledding, man. It's tough sledding. A couple other guys, JT Daniels, along with DJ. I'm not gonna butcher his last name, but the Clemson quarterback. Neither of those guys looked impressive. It was, if you like defensive juggernauts just laying it to the offense, then you probably like that game. It wasn't fun to watch. But yeah, JT Daniels, I thought he looked unimpressive. Michael Penix, we're going to get to his picks later in the video, but his accuracy was all over the place. Not that great. Emory Jones didn't look the part. Like, as a runner, he looked great, but he looked inaccurate. He looked like, I'm just saying, a lot of people wanted to buy on his upside, but man, he's just not it. DTR for UCLA, Dorian Thompson Robinson. He has some of the, for me, I think he has got bad pocket poise. As we're gonna get to Sean Ryan, because he allowed a couple of pressures, and I think a lot of them, or I think a few of those came in part because of DTR, his poor pocket poise. He kind of drifts back into the pocket. His accuracy and ball placement's not great. A lot of people, they'll just look at the scoreboard or the box score stats, and it's like, oh my gosh, he had 3 touchdowns. It's like, yeah, but it wasn't a pretty outing for him. But let's stick with that game, LSU versus UCLA. And we're gonna talk running backs, because the stinking best running back, maybe best player currently in the country, hottest player at least, is Zach Charbonnet. Dude's just been impressive. He only had 11. I don't know why. UCLA, they need to feed this guy more. He only had 11 carries, but he had 9 forced broken tackles on his way there. This is probably his most impressive run of the day. He had a touchdown as well, but the dude went for over, I think another game over. This was over 100 yards for him. But look at this. I'm gonna break 2. One more. Oh, thanks for holding me up, bro. Oh my, that's just a violent runner. He eats contact. He has a reception here too somewhere. I don't know if this is it. This is it. He takes that up. Oh man, too easy. Is that his nickname, the Terminator? Sorry, I'm listening to the audio. That's wild. The dude's having a heck of a game. I think it's a passing touchdown. No. He actually scores on this drive too. It's just too easy for him. Too easy. I'm going to keep him up on screen because I want to talk about his teammate, and I got to pull that clip up. But probably a few other guys that may not have been on your radar that had really good games to open the year. We got Treston Ebner out of Baylor. He's a full-time starter right now, and I feel like his game's gone to another level. He had 18 forced missed tackles against Texas State. I know it's Texas State, but he has a proven track record of, hey, I kind of like to make people miss. Over his career, he has 217 career rushing attempts, right? For over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, but 84 missed tackles. Even more impressive, this guy is utilized in the passing game. He has 98 receptions to his name for over 1,200 yards, 28 forced missed tackles, 9 touchdowns. Kind of legit. He has some great vision, good start and stop ability. I'm just saying, man, Ebner out of Baylor guy, throw on your list here, along with Kenneth Walker, who just, wow, his debut for Michigan. I believe it was his debut for Michigan State, because he's transferred from Wake Forest, and he actually put on a couple of solid seasons there at Wake Forest. Let's put in Kenneth Walker, Michigan State. What? There we go. Yeah, okay. It's his first year at Michigan. Beautiful. Yeah, no, he put out a banger of a game, man, against I forgot who Michigan State faced, but the dude, I think it was Western Michigan. He was darn near unstoppable. The dude was phenomenal. Honestly, I wish I could bring up a highlight for him, but I'm not trying to get, hit with too many copyright claims. Maybe they'll take my channel down. I don't know. But couple of there were a lot of good running backs this week. Like Brian Robinson looked a lot quicker than I expected. Isaiah Spiller, they faced Kent State. He ran over them. Both Kennedy Brooks and Eric Gray looked good. I would say Brooks looked a little bit better though. Zonovan Knight had a really good outing, but he was split in the share. I forgot the name of. I think it's like Pearson or something. But his other teammate back there taking snaps. He might be a guy to watch out for. Chris Rodriguez had a good game. That Kentucky offense, ooh, man, it looked spicy. It looked interesting. I'm happy they can pass the ball now. But a few running backs that had tough outings. Breece Hall, man, he's running behind one of the worst run blocking offensive lines in football at Iowa State. He was constantly hit behind the line of scrimmage. That really sucked. Kenny McIntosh out of Georgia, a guy that I was extremely high on coming into the season. It looks like he's the third wheel in the rotation for Georgia. And it sucks. The 3 carries he was given were like these inside downhill type of runs. And if you didn't already know, it was a big defensive matchup. Like Clemson's defensive line is really good, really stacked, and they were constantly able to get pressure. Not nearly as much as Georgia's defensive line against Clemson's offensive line, because Clemson's offensive line's terrible. Georgia's at least got some talent, and they held up decently enough. But it sucked. Kenny McIntosh on all 3 carries was almost immediately hit behind the line of scrimmage. It was terrible. But Zamir White, though, he had an okay out, and he's easily the lead back there. Kenny McIntosh, likely a guy that will stick around for a year. I think it was like Milton was the other guy that they were using kind of like a receiving back there. But also Tyler Goodson, I'm going to say right now, I think he's just running behind one of the best lines in offensive football there. I don't think he's a good back. I don't know if I'm so seesaw about this. I just think I could run behind that offensive line. I'm just going to say that. Letty Brown, out of West Virginia, the dude is, I don't feel like he's that impressive. I feel like he's the second coming of TJ Yeldon, which is fine. If you're good at a lot of things, that's fine. It's just there's not one thing he's too special at. But here's a good performance. And honestly, I should have brought up his play because, man, he was great. Mo Ibrahim out of Minnesota, the dude was putting on a banger of a game against a tough Ohio State defense, at least a tough Ohio State front 7. And he looked great. Unfortunately, his injury, I think it is a season-ended one, so that really sucks for him. Let's go ahead. Let's talk the wide receivers. Drake London had a very impressive outing. He doesn't look like a great separator, which we kind of knew that. He's still a smooth athlete. He's pretty explosive about breaks, and he has great body control. So I thought he looked great in his outing. Chris Olave, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna play some Chris Olave, cause he looked phenomenal. Look at that. That looked like it was gonna be stopped for like 4 or 5 yards. He makes it a first down. He's coming off another screen here. Goes for another first down on first and 10. I think this one's the deep ball. Okay, he was cutting it across. And look, gets that in the end zone. Yeah, because he starts... I'm pointing on the screen like y'all can see me. He starts right here and he comes across. And he just he just wins. No one gets more separation in the NFL than him, and I think this is the highlight. Not this. This is the highlight play right here. This is the big money play. He just burns. Look at it. It turns on Jets. I'm gonna cut it upfield and ta-ta, goodbye. You can't catch me, man, dude. He's just good. There's a case that he might end up wide receiver 1. A few other receivers that had really good outings. Javion Heel. I gotta learn how to pronounce the Coastal Carolina receiver's name. Khalil Shakir. He looks great. Out of Boise State. Zay Flowers. I was a bit sour on. I'm starting to warm up to him. We'll see into ACC competition ACC competition. I just find it hard to believe that he can consistently win on the outside at that size, but he's doing it, man. He's doing it. And David Bell, and I mainly bring these guys up because they're like forced missed tackle machines. Like they were in the top 10 this past week in forced missed tackles. All 4 of those guys. So, and we already knew David Bell was going to be a monster. John Mechie out of Alabama. If you weren't here for the watch along, you should have been. I got to watch my Miami Hurricanes bend over, lay down, and just take the railroad in that everyone knew that they were going to get. Yeah, John Mechie had a game. He's a great route runner. He separates well, great speed. The thing is, man, we all know where he struggles. Physicality. How does he face physicality? Not too well. The Hurricanes, they were playing off coverage, so they were never in his face. I'm more so looking forward to them facing Mississippi State or these teams like Georgia, teams that will give him more press. Let's take a look at Alabama's schedule, because I don't know if both those teams are on the menu. Mississippi State is, and it looks like Georgia would have to be a bowl game, which, I mean, there's a good case that Georgia's probably going to win their side of the division pretty easily. So, should be Bama versus Georgia. Continuing. Okay, one last guy I want to mention that I thought looked really good was Arizona's Stanley Berryhill III, because he was already coming into this year as one of the better, if not probably one of the best slot receivers in the Pac-12. And I know you'd be like, well, Drake London, he was in the slot. Yeah, but he's playing mainly on the outside at this point. Like Stanley Berryhill here, he is literally majority slot almost all the time. I do want to see, his after catch ability could get him drafted. He is your kind of prototypical slot guy. I his average depth of target right now, it's 2.8. So yeah, he's that's like Rondale Moore. We're just gonna dump you the ball and let you make moves. I do want to see if he could maybe have a bigger route tree. But you don't follow me on, or if you haven't checked out any of my articles there for blue chip scouting. I write for the Pac-12. I do stock evaluations for each game, and then I do previews for the next week. So I have one coming out today. So yeah, the links to that's in the description below. I also got scouting reports there for the Pac-12. So check that out. Garrett Wilson, Treylon Burks, they had less than ideal debuts. Both had 2 drops, to be fair. Someone brought this up to me in one of my videos in the comment section that Burks, he hadn't really, he's kind of been hampered by an injury. He didn't really practice at all this week, and it was kind of a game time decision. So I'm willing to give benefit of the doubt, whether it was maybe nursing an injury or some opening season jitters. I'm willing to look past this if that's something they sure up the rest of the season. Justin Ross, I'm telling y'all, for all intents and purposes, he was shut down by Georgia. They were like, you can take whatever you want underneath. We ain't giving you anything deep. And I mean, that's the way it was. I do want to go back to this this UCLA highlight, because I don't think I'm gonna use this anymore. Because Greg Dulcich, holy freaking moly! Let's talk about Greg Dulcich. He was kind of one of my guys coming into this class. I believe it's right here. All right, so well, not this, but all right, so they're gonna come this way. Dulcich, I think, is right here somewhere. He's actually gonna. Oh no, he's right here. He's already broken off. So he's literally gonna just get behind these two guys. Like he's gonna come. Like this cat needed to play back. Like, hey, you have him. You have him. I'll take whatever comes behind you. Neither of them do that. Look, they both playing the same guy. Like this man's got his eyes in the backfield. Like he's gonna come out and make a play. Yeah, like no, I get you. I get it. DTR, man. He's got some wheels. But man, look at that, dude. Literally, like you expect this guy to come over? Like, come on. Like, let's get back to this. Like honestly, maybe he does come over because there's no one coming out here. Like even this guy's like Derek Stanley has. So yeah, honestly, let's be honest. Okay, the whole right side was at fault here. Regardless, Dulcich takes this for 72 yards to the end zone. Whoop! Too easy. You know what? I'm gonna do it one more to two, you guys. And I saw some of the comments try to put this on Derek Stanley. Like, he gave up 2 touchdowns. Yes, he had 1 touchdown where a missed tackle looked real ugly. It was a really poor attempt at a tackle. This man scoring anyway. This is not on him. This play was almost lost from the beginning. Keep in mind, Derek Stanley is a wonderful athlete. He's coming across the field. If you don't remember, let's go back. This is Stanley over here. He's playing this side. So he's literally tracking all the way over here. Golly, man. Like, he's literally having to come from the other side of the field. Dude's a wonderful athlete. And you're going to be like, oh, look at that. He cost him the touchdown. You're right. He cost him the touchdown. Not the other 3 that literally just gave this up for nothing. But hey, Dulcich, good on you. He had 3 receptions for, 117 yards, touchdown, 3 forced missed tackles. Trey McBride, he had a banger debut as well against South Dakota State, going for 13 receptions, 116 yards. He threw a forced missed tackle in there. He looked great. Another guy to keep on your radar, because looks like Jaleel Billingsley is going to be used sparingly, much like he was last year. But Cameron Latu, I know, Miami, we're a good team. We're not a great team, as you could see from Alabama pulling out the whooping stick. But Cameron Latu had, believe 2 touchdowns. He was a solid blocker. Like, maybe a guy to put on your radar. Because Alabama, low-key, they pump out decent tight end talent. A few other, no tight end really had bad games. Like, Cade Otton looked pretty darn good. Isaiah Likely, James Mitchell, Jake Ferguson. All those guys had great games. But let's talk about the offensive line for a sec. Do I need this UCLA? Yeah, I guess I'm going to pull it up. No, I got it right here. Okay. Or do I? Yeah, I got it right there. Okay. All right, so let's talk offensive line. Yeah, I want to talk Virginia Tech and North Carolina. Well, North Carolina, we know their offensive line's not that great, but I want to talk about what is it? Lucius. I can't say his first name. Smith, but he's the guard. He's number 54. He sent Draft Twitter. If they weren't talking about Sam Howell and how poor his offensive line is, they were talking about Smith, the guard out of Virginia Tech, because he looked good. Strangely enough, the plays I want to go and look at here are the ones that were probably his worst. And I think it says a lot, because I think other people were at fault for these. So let's see if I remember what's happening here. I believe this is a run. Yes. So they got a fake sweep coming on here. This might... I don't think this is an RPO. Yeah, I don't think this is an RPO. Like, this guy just looks like he's running a dummy route. But if you couldn't tell, we got... let's start this back over. Keep an eye, 54's right here. So he's coming over. He kind of helps with this guy, and then he's going to shoot right here to basically go to the second level. And you might be like, oh, he whiffs on this cat. Man, he whiffs on that. But taking a look at from another angle, here we go. So I'm pretty confident the play was supposed to go over here. Because you got this guy coming. This should act as a decoy. So he's coming, and I think this is supposed to be the hole right here. But these guys get pushed over. They literally, this hole becomes almost non-existent. Like 69, the left tackle and the tight end, they kind of get swayed over here, as you can see. So I think his whole thing is he pops on this guy, and he takes out this guy. So he comes right up the middle. You really just got to force these two guys to miss, which easier said than done, but by then you have like a 7 to 10 yard gain. Instead, he has to force the ball over here. So, because at first I was like, is this like a fake jet sweep counter? Because like he immediately, because the hole's gone. Hole's gone. I guess you could try to come through here and then make this guy, but I mean, this guy already looks like, right tackle already looks like he's struggling. So him coming over here, this guy has, this is what, again, this is me assuming I know the play. 54 here, he's ready to lay a block. He thinks his running back is going to be coming up right behind him. Instead, this guy shoots out here. He ain't expecting the linebacker to come do that. Look at that. He's like, what the hell? Like, what? Excuse me? Because his running back's forced to go through here and maybe have to make this guy miss. This guy is not expecting the play to be on his side at all from what it looks like. Unless this is just some poor coaching or poor discipline. I don't know. I can't tell you. But, yeah. So that was one of probably his negatively graded plays there. Not on him. I wouldn't say that was on him. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. I have here at 433. This isn't it. It should be the next one. Trey Turner, have yourself a game. Is this it? Oh, this one I just wanted to show off. Because so like 54 right here, right? So he's all... dang it. There's got to be a better angle. Yeah, okay. So 54. We got him right here, Smith. He's coming out to the second level. We all know the plays here. But this dude he's coming back. He's like, oh, my boy's going to cut it upfield. And look, he's up here. Granted. I guess, like, I just like that he's on that side of the field. It's like... You're kind of like running the decoy to your side, and like you're still involved in the play. You're like, you know what? Nah, I can still make a play. I'm gonna go over there. Maybe my guy cuts it back, and I can lay out a block for him. I like that. So that's just one. That was just one I like. I like effort plays like that, even if they result in the guy doing nothing. I like to see the effort. And then it's this. I think this led to a sack. Not this one, but the next one. Or maybe it was interception. All right, so we got 54 right here. And just looking at this, you think, oh, man, he misses that real bad. That's the one I'm supposed to be looking at, right? I feel like there was another one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's another one. No, this ain't it. Oh, this one's it. Okay. So, Yeah, this one, I mean, yeah, okay. This one, kind of poor. Doesn't pick up the blitz too well. I believe it's a blitz. Let's stop the play. So, yeah, this guy looks like he's coming in on a blitz. We got 4. He goes to drop back. So, what do we got going on here? Oh, he recognizes the stunt from the other side. That's what happens. Okay, that's not a bad play. That's not a bad play, dude. Because then it's like, look, you got 3 guys on 2 right here. This guy gets to go free. Like, he's the one that... Okay, get out of here. Get out of here. I don't mind that. Because if anything, this guy now can roll out. So it's this play. So he's coming back to this side, right? And this is just, again, this is the fault of his own offensive line, his fellow offensive line mates. So he's coming to get this guy. It could have been cleaner. The guy kind of comes in on the inside to him. But still, regardless, you think you get enough of this guy, your quarterback rolls out this way to make a play. You got this guy kind of coming to the inside, so you got guys working to your quarterback anyway, or working to the side that he's rolling out to. But it doesn't go that way. I believe it's this guy who I think he actually gets tripped up a little earlier. Yeah, it's either the center or the right guard or left tackle. Wait. I'm mixing up positions here. Center. Okay, no, it's the right tackle, right guard. Okay. So these two got these guys, right? All right, so I just got to pick up this dude. Hopefully this guy's maybe not blitzing, or maybe sending a coverage. Shoot, even if he is blitzing, man, we should have this guy. So, all right, I just want to make sure he's not going to my quarterback. My quarterback, he is able to scramble out to his strong side. So he does that. Our right tackle here, he's done. He's like, I can't handle this guy. I'm going to come help out with this cat. Just hold your block. So he's not expecting for there to be another man back here. Like, look, he comes to finish off. It's like, hey, why is my quarterback not rolling out? Why is my quarterback not stepping up? What's going on? And then his quarterback gets hit and it throws a pick. So, yeah, look at this again. Like, so he sees this guy. So he has to play. He has to play both these guys outside. Like, he stops like, oh, man, all right, I'm ready for whoever comes. And he's like, crap, this guy's doing our coverage. I'm a little out of place here. But it's all right. It's all right. If I knock this guy off enough, there's no one out here outside of whoever the tight end's blocking. You know? If anything, should be a rollout, step up a little bit. You know, while he waits for his guy to come across the field. But our right tackle here, he's like, I can't take this guy. Let me help this cat. My right guard's struggling. Let me help him out. Just free. He's like, all right, my quarterback's still there, but I'm gonna push this guy out of the way. He'll be fine. It'll give him enough time, and okay. It didn't work out that way. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I was a bit long-winded, but you kind of get the idea there. Evan Neal, Jackson Kirkland, all looked good. Evan Neal, I got to watch live. Not in person, but like on the watch along with you guys. Kenyon Green at right tackle, he put out a stellar game. Abraham Lucas there. Mumford looked good on the interior. Travis Pennant Northern Iowa. He played Iowa State very well. Only allowed 1 pressure. And then I want to talk about Sean Ryan real quick. Holy moly, this video is going to be dead long, dude. We're talking about a lot of guys. I'm sorry. I mean, from weeks, like from here on out, I'm going to be talking about less guys. It was just week 1. I got real happy. I can't help it. But Sean Ryan, man, because this cat is not at fault. A little bit. Like, there were plays he got beat. But I think for the most part, he played LSU pretty well. But DTR, man, I think this first one, DTR just drifts back in the pocket. I believe it's this one, right? Yeah, so like, okay, we got Sean Ryan right here. He's holding his dude. But the pressure up middle, granted, dude, DTR, he has nowhere to go, nothing to do. Maybe this guy's open. Maybe not. I mean, by that time, I mean, look at this. Like, this isn't on Sean Ryan. This isn't his fault. His guys let up pressure. First, initially. And it's... I mean, look at, well, what's the right guard doing here? I mean, I guess he's expecting the center to hold that. No, they're both holding that. And then what? It's like, oh, he's got him. Oh, good call. Good call there, bud. Regardless, I think he's doing a good job here. That was kind of a nasty move. But still, you think your guy is able to jump. You expect him to be able to step into the pocket. That just happened not to be the case. Because, like, you know, he's still fighting here. He's like, okay, why is my quarterback like 10 yards back from the line of scrimmage? Like, what is that? Is that 10? Yeah, 10 yards back from the line of scrimmage, give or take. Like, what's going on here? So that I didn't want to. I didn't put that on him. 907. All right, let's see if I remember what this is. Oh, this, I think he just gets flat out beat. I was like, I had to put this on here. Yeah, like, he just gets hit with the nasty little swim move. And then it results in the interception. To be fair, this is a bad pass. He stared down this guy for so long, and then he throws it behind him, first of all, badly, into double coverage. So it wasn't like if you go, like, we're going to go look at this. Like, you get a good look right here at what he's looking at. He's throwing the ball here. Sup? Like, it's just not a good throw. And my mistake. It's not, the ball's not behind him. But still, it's just a poor throw. I'm not a fan, man. I'm not a fan. We are going to come back to this UCLA stuff. Because this, honestly, the UCLA LSU game may have been one of my favorite games to watch all last week. Zion Nelson, Charles Cross both had rough outings. To be fair, Nelson, he was facing a way better pass rush in Alabama than Charles Cross in Louisiana Tech. Both seemed to get pushed around a little bit, but still, I feel like Nelson looked much better. Last week's Twitter darling, draft Twitter darling, Southern Utah's Braxton Jones kind of got hit with reality against Arizona State, allowing 5 pressures and a sack. Just want to bring that up. And that Clemson's offensive line still is bad. If you couldn't remember from the weekend, it still is. Then we're going to talk about this edge class looking good. Do I have a few? I think I'm just talking about it, actually. Oh, that's not true. I want to go over this Mitchell Agrude. I got to learn how to say his name. But he's the UCLA edge rusher. I believe he was a JUCO transfer. But before we get into his impressive game against LSU, almost all the edge rushers, like every edge rusher, looked great this week. You're going to be hard-pressed to find a bad outing. I think guys like Aiden Hutchinson and George Karlaftis, they looked unstoppable for pass rushers who kind of lack elite traits, especially Hutchinson. I was, like, blown away. Like, I know they were facing, like, I forgot who. Someone not good. But still, I was like, wow, man. He just seemed a lot quicker than I expected. Zachary Carter, my boy, he looked like he's playing edge now full time, apparently, at Florida. At 285, like, interesting. But he walked away with 4 pressures, 2 sacks on only 26 pass rushing snaps. But let's talk about Mitchell here out of UCLA. He's number 45. And he had a hot start to the season. I think he had like 4 pressures and a sack against Hawaii. Well, in this LSU game, he turned it up. 7 pressures, 2 sacks. And I think I got like 5 of the pressures listed here. I believe he's over here on this play here. So we're going to watch him. I think he just kind of pushes the center back here. Yeah, he look at that, dude. He just kind of gets in there, gets the fumble, forced fumble. Like, dude, he's even getting held back here by 75. But he can't be denied. Ridiculous. But that's not, that's a good effort play, you know? Like, at some point you're gonna need more than an effort play. I think he's over here on this one. Yeah, this one's an effort play as well. But also, he's getting held badly. Or maybe face mask. Like, first, all right, the right tackle, he does a good job getting his left hand on the inside. On that right hand on the outside, not so much. He struggles. Like, he's out here, he's holding for dear life on the pads, then he moves to the helmet. This is just a good effort play by Mitchell. Like, look at him, just doesn't stop. Gets in the quarterback's way. Like, yo, good on you. I like that. I like seeing plays like that. It's like, you could hold me, but it ain't gonna work. And then yep, he's right here on this play. And I think this one, he actually comes and just kind of like catches the center off guard. Because first off, this is a strange front for UCLA. Like, in general. Like, they literally have everyone on the line of scrimmage. And then you got a too high look in the back. But really, the way they drop off, like, he's going to kick to the outside. Because at first, if you're the quarterback, you're looking at this, you're like, this might be cover 1 with this guy playing my slot. Or one of my slot guys here on the trip side. So, but he kicks out here, to which then you still think, okay, then we still got maybe a single high. But then this cat, I believe him, they just start running back, and it's like, oh my gosh, is this like cover 3? Like, what's like? This is kind of like a Greg Williams like type of play design. But regardless, we got our boy here. He kind of rushes here between the guard and the center, I believe. Oh, he actually goes on the inside. But, I mean, still in between the guard and the center. I just got the wrong guard. But, yeah, he comes on the inside here relatively easy. Forces the quarterback out of the pocket. Yeah, results in first down. That's not on him. He did his job. Mitchell, good on you, man. Good on you. And then we got 21-30. All right, I think he's over here. And, dude, just another one, dude. He just can't be held, and all he's doing is winning. Like, he's winning with his hands, and he keeps pushing the guys in front of him back, dude. And that was against the guard, right? Yeah, the guard. Because the tackle has to come out and play the, was that a stunt? Oh, it was kind of. I mean, good delivery, by the way. I mean, with that pressure in your face, I think that's impressive. But one more. Let's look at one more of his pressures because I'm really impressed by this cat. Like, I don't think he's got, like, high-end traits, but, like, as a day 3 prospect, like, ooh, watch out, potentially. And he could rise up from there, too. I think my guy's right here. No, he was this cat. Look at this. Look, he kind of, like, fakes, like, a spin to the outside. And he just went, dude. He's so good at getting leverage. And look, he's back. He's back at it. Golly, dude, that was good. That was good. But yeah, the edges, for the most part, all looked really good this past week. To go over some of the defensive interior, Oregon's Brandon Dorless, he kind of destroyed. Fresno State kind of was a coming out party for him. 5 pressures, 1 sack. UTEP's Keenan Stewart continues to thrive in his 3-tech role after he started last season at nose tackle, and then he they switched him to 3-tech. He had 6 pressures and 1 sack. Dude's doing great. DeMarvin Leal, he continues to dominate as an edge rusher at 290, and Perian Winfrey, he had a banger game. That Ohio State team, or that Oklahoma team, excuse me, had a pretty banger game. There are a couple of guys I want to say that are, like, I guess, fallers here. Like Jermaine Lowell, he's out for the season for Arizona State. I think that probably means he's coming back now. And then 2 of my early, like, projections, they're off to really bad starts, or at least slow starts. Logan Hall, he was a non-factor versus Texas Tech. And then Corey Durden looks like the 3rd guy in the rotation there, which I didn't expect for a man with his physical traits and athletic upside. I was pretty shocked. But let's go to the linebacker position and talk about this interception. So we're talking Devin Lloyd. He's right here. There's a good argument that he might be the top linebacker in this class. Look at this. Nah, mine. Oh my gosh, dude. And, like, dude, Henry Toto, or Tutu, however you say his name, and oh my gosh, Christian Harris, there we go, looked super athletic. Before, like, Toto got knocked out of the game against Miami, like, they looked really good. Like, you throw Devin Lloyd in the mix, I think those are probably the top 3 linebackers in the class right now. And I wasn't that high. Well, okay, to be fair, I wasn't not high on Toto. I just said I want to see him first because his play at Tennessee was very inconsistent. Jack Sanborn also looked pretty darn good. He looked like an improved tackler, which was kind of one of the bigger gripes with him. Arizona State's Darian Butler. You know I'm a sucker for a good coverage linebacker. He is that, but he has shown some willingness against the run. A guy that's willing to come up and clog passing lanes, or not, running lanes, excuse me. He had a good amount of stops. I know it was FCS squad, but still, I like to see that. A few of the guys, I don't want to say stock down, but just take note. Especially, let's go over this one. LSU. Mike Jones was kept on the sideline for almost the whole game. I think he had 1 sack. I'm curious about that. That's a weird, mysterious decision. Something you might want to monitor. Why they would keep Mike Jones on the sideline like that. So don't know if it's injury, don't know if it's a discipline thing, don't know if they're just not high on him. Because he moved there to come and make plays, show he can play a traditional linebacker role, and they didn't play him from the first game. Really weird. That and with, like, Auburn's Owen Popo, Texas's Demarvion Overshone. I just want to see more ball skills. I didn't really see that in week 1, but it is what it is. Maybe something they work into. Going over the corners real quick. Devin Taylor, dude, you probably remember me talking about him a little while back. Because he made the transfer to Virginia Tech, and this was after Caleb Farley opted out. And I thought Devin Taylor was going to come in and start across from Jermaine Waller. Did not happen. He was moved to safety, looked out of place. Now he's transferred to Ball State after really seeing limited playing time at Virginia Tech and being played out of position. And you may be like, Bowling State, they don't really have great competition. Yeah, but they opened the season with Tennessee, which still considerably a step up from what they normally face. Dude was shut down on 5 targets, no receptions allowed, 4 pass breakups. Devin Taylor, if you don't remember, this is a cat that has some good film of him going through drills against Antonio Brown. So, super impressive. We could fanboy over Riley Moss real quick out of Iowa. I mean, this one was on a Michael Penix. His receiver dropped it right into the hands of the corner. This second one, though, kind of on him. Yeah, this one on him. Like, Moss just bites on the ball. Takes it 2 pick sixes. I don't think he has high-end traits, but his production's been solid over the last couple of seasons as a starter, and I mean, he starts the season pretty good, dude. 2 pass breakups, 2 pick sixes. You get to check out some of my watch history. I don't even think that's watch history. But, yeah, he allowed 0 receptions on 7 targets. The guy was really good. Derek Stingley, like, because for the most part, a lot of the corners looked great this week. Derek Stingley, yes, a lot of people would say looked the worst, especially considering how good of a prospect people had him at. Oh, man. I had a play. Oh, man. I had a play set. That ain't it. Oh, man. I had a play set that I wanted to show off Derek Stingley's athleticism. Is it on this drive? No. I guess it's later in the game. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. All right, so Derek Stingley. I'm telling you, man, this guy's a stupid good athlete. Like, he comes and makes a play in the backfield here. Look at that. Gojo, you okay, bud? My dog's streaming. But then, of course, he had the ugly touchdown that he allowed. I think this is it. Look at this tackle attempt. Right here. 7. Stingley. Pull the guy out of bounds, for goodness sake. Or bring him to the ground. Ugly. And that was like the... I think he got beat 2 times in this game. And that one, I would say... the 1 touchdown he allowed. We talked about the other one earlier, kind of being bogus. But let's go over the safety class, last but not least. I didn't expect this video to be this long, but I have fun doing this stuff. We're gonna look at Jalen Catalon. The dude was a monster. A lot of the safeties looked great. Like Jordan Battle looked great. Jaquan Brisker looked great. Kyle Hamilton, shoot. I only got show you one. Let's just show you this one highlight against Florida State, because guess what? It's making the rounds on Twitter. Ridiculous. He comes opposite side of the field. Look at this. Look, they're throwing the arrows up for me. Dude had 2 picks. Ridiculous. My gosh, dude, so good. But Daxton Hill looks like he's moved to full-time slot corner. I don't like that, because he's got the range to play deep, but it is what it is. Let's look over Catalon. What I was most impressed with was Catalon becoming better at wrapping up, dude. There you go. Be a tackler, because he used to be this, or at least last season, this like heat-seeking missile. And I don't like that. So you already know this guy's got ridiculous range. He has 2 interceptions in this game, and he actually returns them for very good yards. But I like seeing him becoming better at wrapping up. Both Georgia safeties. Typically, I don't like Georgia safeties, but these guys, they played out of their mind. And Sign, who's it's kind of discovering ball skills. Ball skills hasn't been a thing for him the last couple of seasons, or last year for him at least. And that's the thing, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just like we dominated Clemson. I don't know. Sign might be a guy to monitor. I know I've seen him on like some first round mocks or second or 2 round mocks, and I'm just not there with him yet. But as we enjoy more Jalen Catalon, who is a banger. This one, like, look at him. He just wraps up now, man. Oh, it's beautiful. But Ohio State's Josh Proctor and California's Elijah Hicks. Both guys should be probably on your radar. Both are pretty darn good. A couple of the guys that are on the downswing. Oh, you think you're escaping? No. But Brandon Joseph had kind of a rough season opener. He put on some weight. Some people said 20 pounds. I don't think he put on that much. I think maybe 10 pounds at most. But it just didn't look like the same amount of movement skills as we saw a year or from last season. So just something to monitor. But Bubba Bolden, dude got ejected. He looked like the same boneheaded player from last year. Blown coverages, missed tackles, and then that dumb targeting call. Dumb targeting call, dude. Because I think it was Brian Robinson who was on his way down. Nehemiah had already been touching the ground. And Bubba Bolden decides to step out, lower his head, and just like kind of try to drive him into the turf. Uncalled for, dude. That's just a dumb mistake. And unfortunately, his play reflects it. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. I've been talking much longer than I expected to on this video. But hopefully you enjoy it. Like I said, it's likely getting demonetized. So show it some love. Share it. And maybe this will be a series that we continue to do. And I'm going to try to actually make it shorter. So maybe we only go through a couple of prospects next time. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.